If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up, mod squad? Welcome to another Division 2 title update 20 build breakdown video. Before we get into the video, if you're already subscribed to me, then don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps push our videos into the recommended section, which in turn helps the channel grow. Interaction is a big part in what helps us in YouTube algorithm, and the extra support is very much appreciated. In today's video, we're going to be looking at another newly buffed weapon in the new Project Resolve update, as well as a buff to a very popular gear talent many in the community favour. So starting off with a weapon, we have the named mechanical animal assault rifle, now that's a mouthful, which comes with the future perfection talent. Before title update 20, this talent read, weapon kills grant +1 skill tier for 19 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge for 15 seconds, overcharge cooldown 90 seconds. Now it reads, weapon kills grant +1 skill tier for 19 seconds, stacks up to 4 times, allowing us to gain 1 more skill tier from the talent. Now this change may not sound like much, but because of this change, there's a few hybrid builds that are now a little stronger. Before this talent buff, you were forced to sacrifice more damage or survivability to make it to that 6 yellow core. Now think of it guys, doesn't a 6 red core, 6 yellow core build sound good? A all red build that puts out a ton of damage up close and at range, that also has a super tanky shield allowing you to get up close and personal without having to worry about being insta folded because you have a low tier shield. Well, that's today's build, great for long range combat as well as close quarters combat, and you won't have to re-roll a load of core attributes to put this build together. You also don't have to use the shield with this build, you can use a multitude of skills seeing as you're going to have 6 yellow cores. Speaking of the build, let's cover the newly buffed chest piece talent, that being Obliterate. Before title update 20, Obliterate would only last 5 seconds after you stop shooting, and now it's 10 seconds. It doesn't sound like much, but believe it or not, that extra 5 seconds is a quality change and allows for more consistent damage output. Today's build will consist of one of the strongest DPS sets in the game, the Striker Battleground gear set, and it is paired with a Memento backpack which dramatically adds to our damage and boosts skill efficiency. Each trophy picked up gives us 30% weapon damage on top of the passive 30% weapon damage we already get from the long term buff. We also gain 3% armor regen, which will replenish our armor when we're behind our shield, and fully stacked this build can hit NPCs for 950k crits to the head and 650k crits to the body. This build is perfect for all heroic content, whether that's control points, bounties, missions or the summit. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below guys. Let me know what you think about these latest buffs to the weapons in the game. Now we spoke a little bit about the build and showcase some of what it's capable of, let's get into a quick build breakdown. Right guys, starting off with a specialization, and we are using the Technician. The only real reason we're using it is because it gives us the extra skill tier and the Artificial Hive, which is going to help boost our shield or whatever skills we're using if you choose to pair it with other skills. But this is a really good one to use if you're using a shield. And that's pretty much it for the specialization. Getting into the build, starting off with our primary weapon, which is the Mechanical Animal. Looking at the attachments, we have 5% crit chance on the sight, we have 20 rounds in the magazine, 5% crit chance on the laser pointer, and 5% crit chance on the muzzle. The talent I mentioned earlier, we have Future Perfection. Moving on to our secondary, of course we have the ACS 12. Why wouldn't you have an ACS 12 with a striker build? Hope you get those stacks extra fast. We have 5% crit chance on the scope and 5% crit chance on the laser pointer. Also rolled for damage to targets out of cover. If you feel you're killing too quickly with the ACS 12, take these attachments off and change them to accuracy or stability. The talent we are using is Vindictive. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and your allies within 15 meters 15% crit chance and 15% critical hit damage for 20 seconds. Moving on to the sidearm, we have the Orbit Pistol, of course, roll for damage to targets out of cover as the third attribute. Perfect Finisher, swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy, grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. And for the attachment, 20% reload speed on the drum and 10% accuracy on the sight. Getting into the gear pieces guys, we have our Striker Mask with 15% weapon damage, 12% critical hit damage and 6% crit chance. Our chest piece is a Seska chest piece, giving us 10% critical hit chance, 15% weapon damage, 6% crit chance, 12% critical hit damage, and 12% critical hit damage via a mod. And we have the newly buffed Obliterate talent. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 25 times. So it went up to 10 seconds from 5 seconds. Moving on to our holster, 15% weapon damage and 6% crit chance. Our knee pads, striker knee pads, 15% weapon damage and 12% critical hit damage. Striker gloves, 15% weapon damage and 12% critical hit damage. And then finally the Memento backpack, 15% weapon damage, max armor 170k, 1 skill tier, 12% critical hit damage via a mod. And then we have the kill confirmed talent, guys. Like I said, it's 30% weapon damage we're going to be picking up with each trophy because of all the red cores that we have. We'll gain 10% armor for each trophy as well. We get a 3% armor regen because of the long term buff. We'll gain another 30% weapon damage. We gain all that extra skill efficiency as well, buffing his shield and your artificial hive. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. As you can see, we have the shield like I mentioned earlier. It starts off at a tier 3, and then we have the artificial hive as well, which is going to boost your shield. Moving on to the stat sheet now, guys. As you can see, 53% critical hit chance, 117% critical hit damage. Don't be fooled, they kind of look like low numbers, but like I said, you're hitting high numbers when you got full stacks. You'll see that in the gameplay. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I don't know if you guys have seen it as well. The comedian is looking pretty good, and I might be making a video on that real soon. Don't forget to smash that like button to help us grow and help us reach that 500 like goal that we never miss on the channel. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mob Squad.
Hostile broadcast.